Let's now turn to health matters. Today is World Hypertension Day, and this year's theme is Measure Your Blood Pressure Accurately, Control It, Live Longer. The World Health Organization is seeking global attention to combat poor awareness, especially in low and middle income countries. Now, for more on hypertension and how to measure blood pressure accurately, General Practitioner Dr. Essien Okorobi joins me from the UK. He joins us virtually. Good to have you join us.
Thank you very much.
Let's talk about the general awareness of hypertension. I know that people talk about blood pressure, but just generally, how aware do you think people are about the dangers of hypertension and what to do if they're in that situation?
Right, thank you very much. So talking about the general awareness of hypertension, I would say it is rather low. So not many people, one, are aware of what hypertension is and also the risks, as you said, the dangers of hypertension and leaving it untreated. So it is a global issue, hypertension, and a lot of people are found to have hypertension. So according to WHO statistics, about 1.2 billion adults between the ages of 30 to 79, worldwide have been said to have hypertension. And of this number, only about less than half of them are aware. So 46% of people are not aware that they have got hypertension. So the awareness generally is low amongst the population.
Mm. And do you find it to be prevalent amongst young people? And talk to us more about that in terms of the prevalence rate amongst, because you mentioned 30 to 70, and that's quite shocking to even realize that, even those who were 30 are now also suffering from hypertension. I know that growing up, you always used to think that hypertension was a disease of, those who are at least 50 and above. But to hear 30 is quite shocking.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the age is now reducing year on year because, of course, of lifestyle changes and diet and things like that. So we are seeing even more younger people now developing hypertension. So, yeah, I did say earlier that 46% of those with hypertension are not aware that they have got hypertension. And, you said at the beginning, the WHO's aim is to create this awareness, because 2/3 of the general population of people with hypertension are in the low and middle income countries like Nigeria. So we're beginning to see a lot younger people develop hypertension. Yes, old age is one of the risk factors of hypertension, but at the moment, younger people in their 40s are being diagnosed and started on medication for hypertension.
You mentioned earlier that a lot of people do not even know that they have hypertension. What are the dangers of that, of just walking around and not knowing? And then what should one be checking for? What are the symptoms?
Yeah, it is true. So many people, go, even in Nigeria, many people go years without, checking their blood pressure. People over 50s, they go for months and months without checking blood pressures. And even those who get their blood pressures checked and get started on medication, they could take the medication for a month or two and then stop taking the medications. And this can be dangerous. You've asked about the dangers of not taking, blood pressure medications or not even measuring your blood pressure to know that you're hypertensive. One of them, of course, is heart problems. So people who are hypertensive and not controlled or unaware that they are hypertensive, they stand the risk of having heart attack. And that's simply when the blood supply to your heart is stopped. And hypertension is one of the risk factors for heart attacks. Another thing is heart failure. This is when the heart is not able to pump blood to all the parts of the body as required. And this can be caused by uncontrolled hypertension. Another common one, which we see every day, in our community and in society, is stroke. Hypertension left untreated can cause stroke. And we hear of people collapsing and, passing away, because they had stroke. These can be traced in most cases to uncontrolled hypertension. Now, you've asked another question: what can be done to sort of spot it early? What can be done to prevent it? I think spotting hypertension early is straightforward. we should learn to develop a culture of looking after our health. So regular blood pressure check, especially those over the ages of 50. At least once a year, you should get your blood pressures checked. I mean, if you're already diagnosed with hypertension, then you might need to check your blood pressure more regularly to ensure that your medications are working and your blood pressure is under control. And that way you're able to, like WHO is trying to make awareness, you're able to detect it on time. Early detection is achieved. Now, there are other ways in which you can prevent hypertension from developing in the first place. Or if you've got it, you can manage it and prevent it from progressing. And one of them is lifestyle modification. And by that, I mean your diet. So diets rich in fruits and vegetables, diets low in salt, because high salt diet is one of the risk factors, that increases your chance of developing hypertension. Increasing physical activities can also help. So exercise, losing weight, they can help, to prevent hypertension. And, one that I like so much is strictly adhering to the medications. If you're already on blood pressure medication, it is not for a month or 2 months or 3 months. It should be an ongoing thing where you take your medications, because as long as you take them, your blood pressure remains controlled. Another way to prevent it, of course, is stopping bad habits like smoking and reducing alcohol. And finally, regular checkups with your doctor to ensure that your blood pressure is on that check.
And I hope that, everyone pays attention, especially to the lifestyle change for those who have not been diagnosed with hypertension. And for those who have, like you said, just stay with your medication. Very interesting conversation with you, General Practitioner Dr. S.T. Okorobi. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you very much.